Hello, and it's Baxter O'Brien and Yana Towns Hicks with us. She's the sex advice columnist from the Valley Advocate. Now, we had her in the studio.
Well, we didn't have her in the studio.
No, she joined us in the studio.
She was in this. Well, she didn't join us. It's not like we were involved in anything, and then she jumped into the middle of it.
We were in the studio, and then she came into the studio.
Well, she actually didn't come into the studio.
She arrived at the studio, and we had a conversation with her. Would that be an accurate description?
Anyway, here she is. Probably. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh. Well, you know what? I've read some of these columns in the Valley Advocate, and to answer your question, I'd have to say worked up.
Yeah, before we begin, soon after we had you in the studio, and I mean that in a universal way, not in an offensive way, I had a chance to meet your mother after spending 45 minutes with you, looking at dildos, love missiles, plastic protuberances,
vibrators,
vibrating rubber things,
double dongs,
Benoit balls, strap-ons, butt plugs, nipple clips, all these things,
ropes,
and so I had this conversation with your mom, and it was possibly the most awkward thing I've ever sat through. Not because she's not a nice lady, but
and it almost ruined the mass.
Once you kind of cross that threshold of what does your daughter do for a living, and then you realize that now you're talking to her mom. It was she was very proud of you and took a lot of credit for your development.
I do have a mom and a dad, which a lot of people are often surprised about.
Oh, it's not one of the two moms kind of things?
No.
Good.
No.
Good.
So, yeah, they're both really proud of me. They both really take credit for what's happening in my life.
Do they read your columns?
They do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, my mom won't listen to the radio anymore.
No?
No.
That's
but
really
your
smart.
parents are actually reading your columns.
They are. They're reading them.
Are they learning?
We all like to pretend like they don't read them.
Right.
I think that's the general rule.
Like we pretend that our parents don't have sex.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
I do that still.
Well, you do pretend your parents don't have sex? Yeah. Well, it's not something you want to think about in your head.
Now, we have been reading your column for the last couple of weeks, and looking through some of the letters, and there are some topics that for some people would be very uncomfortable talking about. We're not two of them because we're too.
You're not embarrassed by anything.
We're filthy old men, and we really want to hear down to the real gritty parts of some of these things.
There was, in fact, and I've known this all my life, I've known it was crap what they were telling us all these years anyway, but there was a study that came out a couple of weeks ago that said penis size does in fact count.
I saw that.
And
it was on CNN, right?
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. And
international news.
International news, yes. And headlines.
Yeah.
And Anderson Cooper actually fell to the ground crying because apparently he's got a very, very small penis.
Well, that's
It's extraordinarily small. Like a pen cap size. Oh, yeah. It's Anderson
How do you
Cooper.
think he got so famous though?
Well, first of all, you're talking about the penis that's based on him, not the one that he's used to. But do you, as a lady, find that size makes a difference?
I think size only makes a difference if you let it. I think it's really about your attitude.
See,
hers or his?
Probably both.
See, I think that this is a scientific fallacy. No pun intended. The whole thing about it is, it's easy to say size matters when you don't offer a range, a numerical range of what matters and what doesn't. I mean, if a guy is, 15 inches of dangling fury, that's one thing. But if a guy looks like a scared acorn on the top of a turtle, then that means that's going.
Yeah, what is a scared acorn?
Trust me, in nature it's out there. But if something that's very, very small, well, that would be problematic as opposed to someone who might be slightly larger or.
I think that's all crap. I think the women who say size doesn't matter have small boyfriends or husbands.
What did the CNN thing say?
I didn't see numbers.
It didn't mention numbers.
Yeah, I didn't think any numbers.
It just said that generally speaking, women prefer larger men.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. It's a common sense to me.
Well, I think it really, I feel like, alright, I think there's a sweet spot that you can hit.
Not as opposed to a G spot.
Not you.
A G spot and a sweet spot.
You would never hit the G spot.
No, I'm lucky if I can even find the E spot.
But I think that there's like such a thing. I think like people think like bigger is better, but there's such a thing as too big. Because it really depends on what you like to do.
And are we talking like length or girth?
I mean, both. You know, certain positions are going to favor you. I think it's really just learning how to work with what you have.
I heard, and you can correct me on this or not, that a large penis doesn't matter if it's connected to an asshole. So what do you think about that?
I mean, an asshole like the person.
Are we talking about
you take it however you want.
Are we talking about Anderson Cooper again?
What are we talking about?
I'm just saying.
I would say if a large penis is actually attached to your physical butthole,
that
might be problematic, more problematic than something.
No, in other words,
that would be difficult.
If you're a dick with a big penis.
If you're a dick with a big penis, then you have like a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, that is kind of a twofer, isn't it?
You're a BOGO.
Yeah, buy one, get one, I suppose.
Less.
Let me ask you about grooming. What about grooming? Do you think that's something?
For who? For whoever?
For both or either?
Either one.
Or both.
I mean, I think that's a personal preference. I think it's nice to keep it neat. You know?
Yeah, there's nothing. Just the idea of walking into an unkempt forest.
I mean, I do love to floss, but not like in the middle.
My! The ribbon or the regular kind?
Oh, the ribbon.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't care for the ribbon.
See, I hate walking around with balled up pieces of toilet paper stuck to my groin like that. You know, when
awkward.
I cut myself, it's very, 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 very awkward.
Yeah.
I just, the sagebrush. Tumbleweed look just doesn't do it for me.
Have you ever gotten a wax?
No, I have not actually gotten.
I have never gotten a wax.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it down there.
I've never gotten a wax.
No.
I'm strictly razor shaving cream.
Now.
Old school.
Self-cut? Really? See, I can't work with mirrors.
I cut my own hair, too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
He does, too, with a float. Look at that.
But I just, you're working with mirrors and you're trying to, everything is backwards.
I mean, I don't need a mirror.
Really?
Look right here.
How can you look down below deck?
Like this.
Oh, see, I don't have that kind of flexibility.
I can't. I'm leaning over as far as I can.
I'm sure you tried.
If I was going to say, if I had that kind of flexibility, I wouldn't care who saw it.
You wouldn't need a job. Wouldn't need to leave the house.
There wouldn't be anybody to see it. I wouldn't need anyone around.
So we had a conversation about the whole manscaping phenomenon that came out years ago with the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy show. And those guys were all talking about how it was necessary and you need to kind of. But frankly, it's a lot of goddamn work. It's a lot of effort.
I know.
On the other hand, you don't also want to look like a '70s porn star where it looks like there's a Sasquatch growing out inside of your abdomen.
Making it an afro,
right?
Growing between your legs. And there's no place you can go where you can get it cut, or can you?
I think so.
Really?
If I went to a Supercuts right now and said, "This is what I want,"
for $11,
I think you should try.
Do you get that thing punched every time you get it? So when you get it done 10 times, you get a free one.
Or you can get like a star shape.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I want too.
There's a kit that you can get. Like a porn star made this kit that actually has cut out stencils that you can stick to yourself and shave around it.
Do you remember what some of the shapes are?
God, it's just like a Lucky Charms array.
Oh, really?
It's stars and moons,
clovers,
and
magically delicious.
Yeah. I don't know about them being magically delicious.
They have the sticky jewels that you can put on.
I see that.
Vajazzle is what they call it.
Really? No, because no dude should really be doing that.
I think when I'm done, I'm going to have sticky jewels anyway.
If I had rhinestones on a dude's junk, I might be more inclined to go to your side more often.
If you're what?
Really?
If I'm rhinestones on your junk.
Oh, rhinestones.
So you would like a rhinestone cowboy, right?
I don't know. It would be interesting.
I think Glenn Campbell likes
I get bored easily in this profession. So something a little different might be nice.
Now, speaking of bored easily, you brought with you a bag of tricks.
I did.
Would that be a good thing to call it?
I mean,
what do we got?
I don't know. It's not too exciting. This is the one that you broke.
Oh,
but
you still have it.
Even though I went to go in here to charge these up last night, and it was just slowly rotating
but it wasn't rotating at all.
No, it had its last light for a minute. It was
Oh yeah, it's not. But it twists and shakes. Oh,
there you go.
No, it's
there's
totally
twisting,
broken.
right?
It's totally
Now it looks a
broken.
little bit like a mermaid or the Virgin Mary. I can't decide which one it looks like.
What's
I think it's up to
the?
interpretation.
All right, now here you got to explain this to me.
Okay, fine.
All right, this is for the girl.
Yes.
Okay.
The girl.
Well, whoever it may be on any particular day. This, I'm assuming, goes into the sweet spot.
Vagina.
Yes. Well, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
That's the medical term, but how do you say that? Vagina.
Vagina.
But where is this going?
Clitoris.
Oh, it's this way.
Yeah, you're thinking that way.
I thought the same thing.
Yes, I thought it was the other way.
I mean, you could do it the other way.
But what's with that? That would tear you.
No, but if your clitoris goes right here. Wait, does this actually work at all? Or no? Oh, here. Put this on your nose. Put it on your nose.
Oh, it stinks.
I don't want to.
Do it.
It's been on him.
Do it.
Yeah. No, I get that. Now that I realize
See?
which direction it was supposed to be in.
Yeah.
See, but how would you do it in the other direction?
I mean, I don't know if you wanted to be tickled somewhere else.
Well, I know, but with that opening right there, I mean, that seems like it's gonna.
I mean, this
you might
isn't gonna
wanna-
go.
It's soft. I mean,
it's not flexible enough to go up anywhere.
It's not.
I don't think so.
Well, let's give it a
Take it back.
Well, let's give it a whirl. Now, what's this?
What's it look like?
That looks like one of the casts that you would find at the kielbasa factory.
Doesn't it kind of look like an Edward Cullen vampire dildo?
I don't know who.
Well, that'd be from the Twilight series.
Yeah.
He's kind of pale. Shouldn't see the light of day, kind of thing.
Sunlight.
They showed dicks in that movie?
I mean, if they did,
Yes,
it might
Robert
look like this. I think.
You like that?
There actually is a
Jared Lautner's the other dick in that movie.
Yeah.
there's a porn spoof all on the Twilight series.
Really?
Really? Now, let me ask you this, because I watch a lot of porn.
Yeah.
A lot of porn.
What kind of porn?
All kinds of porn.
All kinds?
Well, I don't know about all kinds, but I do watch a lot of it. I'm talking 6-7 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
He likes trannies, big time.
Well, sometimes trannies, but you know what I find, and it's not like you can't not look. So I mean, this jerk over here calls me gay because I notice this kind of stuff. But when you see guys that are uncircumcised, I find that disgusting.
That you don't like a man who's been
uncut,
huh? Not your deal.
Is there a female preference to that?
I mean, doesn't it just depend on the person?
Not in the ones I'm watching.
No?
No.
What do you
No. I don't know. I just find it's unsavory.
Then don't watch that one.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if she's very good with it and she's very hot, I want to watch. But again, you can't not see that.
So just start singing banana. B-A-N-A-N-A. Peel the banana.
I don't think I've ever seen an uncircumcised dildo.
No, see, this is what I mean.
Well, it looks like a dildo with a sweater on it.
Yeah.
It'd
we should
be
make that.
If you didn't take the cellophane off.
We'll make millions.
No, see, I'm not that.
That would be the European model. What would it be?
My guess is they tested it somewhere.
Now, this thing here, this looks like one of these things that, it's a tooth.
Yeah, no,
What
this
is
guy
that?
is awesome.
What is that?
Okay, so this is by Jimmy Jane. They're like a high-end, rechargeable, really awesome, pricey company.
Yeah.
This is their Form 2, but in the factory or in their offices, they call him Little Perky.
Little Perky?
Really?
Yeah. Because he's crazy strong. Feel.
My God, he's crazy strong.
Crazy strong.
Why don't you use that on you for like?
All right, but again,
Put
now,
that on your nose.
just as it took 2 visits to figure out which direction this is supposed to go in.
Yeah.
Where is this going?
This is only for clitoral stimulation.
Oh, okay.
So you can go the idea is that there's like surround sound.
Yeah,
right.
It's
so
quad.
Yeah.
Quad clip.
How often are you putting these things on your nose?
Only when I'm feeling particularly feisty.
and after they've been cleaned, I assume.
I would think so.
Alrighty then.
Wait, this one vibrates too.
This thing
it has pulsations.
This thing is going to town.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pulsing.
You can drop this in a tub of water, submerge it all the way, and nothing bad will happen to it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's
They're awesome.
That's
they
good
make
to know.
this one too.
I can't turn it off.
I know.
The other ones we usually break, meaning you can't turn them
I
on.
could barely turn anybody's hair on, but
Yeah, turning things off is usually very easy for him. Now, this?
Yeah. Okay. Guess.
Guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that one goes in the sweet spot, the vagina you called it.
Yeah.
And then
sometimes.
one goes in the other
Yeah.
Not so sweet
the
spot.
loadout zone area, right?
They're very dusty.
I know.
Well-
You know what? It's because I washed them and I threw them in a bag.
Oh.
I swear I'm not dusty.
Yeah, no, I would hope not. Now, does
You
it
need to hydrate yourself more.
I know.
does it matter which goes front and which goes back?
It does. Okay, so this is actually this is by We Vibe, and all right, this is what I like to call my hand-gina. This is what I do when I'm explaining.
Hand-gina. That's actually
When
the
I'm
only
explaining
China I've been
something.
familiar with for a couple of years now.
Hand-gina.
Is the hand-gina. Yes.
So this is my hand-gina. All right, this bottom part goes in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Yeah.
G-spot
Right.
area.
Mm-hmm.
This stays outside in the clitoral area.
Mm.
Both sides vibrate.
Okay.
And then the idea is that you can still have penetration when you're wearing the toy.
Oh.
So it's a
my.
it's a multitasking
They call
tool.
it like a couples vibrator.
That's one crowded hand-gina.
I know.
Man.
But the idea is that this like gets tucked up in
Yeah.
the little
Right.
No,
That's
dents.
wild.
I'm a little intrigued by what this is.
I'm intrigued by a hand-gina.
Yeah,
His-
this looks like the rip start for a lawnmower.
yeah.
That
Well,
broke off.
That's
Right.
Bob.
Bob?
Yes.
Now, where is Bob going exactly?
Bob's going up your butt.
Well, that's the best place for a
Has-
bob, I
has
suppose.
This been up someone's butt?
Probably.
Really?
No, it's a floor model.
It's a.
These guys are only
So
go
is
out
this-
on the town.
This isn't a vibrating thing. This is just
It isn't.
purely.
No, yeah.
and-
Prostate stimulator.
and this is to pull it out if it gets stuck.
Yeah. Okay. Important announcement.
Should have a string on it.
Right.
Important announcement.
Like a trail of breadcrumbs.
Don't ever put anything up your butt that doesn't have a base on it, because your butt will suck it in and you won't be able to get it out.
Yeah, but I thought-
unless you go to the ER.
I thought the tail was going to be enough to be able to get that thing out.
And the tails are fine. The
didn't.
tails are fine.
Yeah.
The tails are
But
fine.
you gotta wrap the tail
This
around your
pen,
finger.
Yeah.
not fine.
But
This, not fine.
you know what I'm
This,
finding?
fine.
I have a very tight hand-gina.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
discovering it.
The nice things
now.
about hand-ginas is
Yeah.
that you can adjust them. to
No,
your
I'm
needs.
saying, but this is the loosest I can make my hand-gina, and
Yeah,
it's
but
still
come
pretty
on.
tight.
I don't think this is really what you're.
What you're thinking about?
No,
Well, I
we
don't
spent a
know.
lot of time feeling that.
My
thing.
hand-gina. Well, my hand-gina is getting a good workout right now.
And
That's
it's probably
why.
very good for the wrists, I
Yeah.
would think.
Oh, absolutely.
So now, and this thing here, this is it's an egg of some kind, right?
Yeah.
This is,
That's
vibrator.
going back,
and
right?
this has got it's got a remote control
It
on
does.
it. And
Does it work?
it does. But look at that.
Perfect.
Imagine that in your hand-gina.
So this doesn't actually go in your hand-gina.
It's
does.
in your butt.
No. This is for clitoral stimulation.
Well, no, what's with...
So why
The
why
cord,
the
the cord is just so you can like control separately from where you are.
Uh-huh. It's like,
Well-
like another room.
So you can have some reach.
But it seems to me it's almost like it's an all-in-one.
I mean, if you put this up your vagina, it's not really going to do much because vibration is better for
What about
external.
up back?
No, because this wire, this will just go straight into your butt,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
this weird wire.
But
it's not-
isn't the
no.
prostate stimulation getting done by the bullet?
No, I mean you can have a vibrating butt plug, but this isn't it.
Oh.
That's not it.
Don't do
Alright.
this. Don't put this up your butt.
That's not.
And again, the important thing to remember, you don't put anything up your butt that you can't get out.
Or that's alive.
That doesn't have a base.
Right. Like
Or-
No, she didn't say alive.
well, like no animals, no rodents,
Yeah,
anything
don't
like that.
put
That's
no.
disgusting. Really.
And illegal.
Is it really illegal? You
Illegal.
could actually be arrested for that?
I don't know.
Isn't
that's-
bestiality illegal?
Well, I think a bestiality.
Wait, didn't Richard Gere put a hamster up his butt?
Supposedly, that's a slogan. That's a rumor. But I believe bestiality requires some enjoyment on the animal's part.
Yeah, I don't think because
No.
no, I don't think so. I mean,
No way. No way.
I don't
Because
know.
that's not possible.
Well, you don't know that. You're just assuming they don't enjoy it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't ask an animal.
No, but you
How
can
it
tell
is.
by their emotions.
That's not how it
You
works.
can-
you can tell by
That's
the love
not
in their
how it
eyes.
works.
You can tell if they're into it.
That's not how it works.
man's best friend, my ass.
Now this one. Okay, where is this going?
This one's awesome. This one's also by Lalo, who made Bob.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a rechargeable vibrator. It has tons of different settings.
Tons?
Tons. It has a lot of pulsation patterns and things. Feel.
Well, my Hangina is going to check it out again.
Okay, the reason why your Hangina loves this is because this curve here is really good for G-spot stimulation. Anything with a curve and like this little divot, G-spot.
Really?
Yes.
I'm starting to think that my Hangina is a little slutty.
You think your Hangina doesn't have a G-spot?
Yeah, I think it's
does.
kind of a
It
whore,
does.
though.
No.
It's taking all kinds of things in one day.
That doesn't mean you're a whore.
No?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess my mom thought me wrong.
Well, but he doesn't have a personal or emotional attachment to any of the things he's been touching today. So really,
But
in a
I'm
sense,
a man.
he is.
As long as you feel good about what you're doing, I'm okay with it.
Well, okay.
Hangina.
Yeah, it's the Hangina.
So this is really good. Oh, look at that! It's pulsating.
Yeah. And it's rechargeable.
So like if I'm in the car, I could probably put it in
Well,
my
you need like
cigarette
one of
lighter.
these.
Oh, see that's perfect.
Yeah.
There's an actual car adapter.
No, I don't. I mean, they.
You know, actually, I did see something online one time. It's like an iPhone vibrator. Plugs into your lighter.
Oh yeah.
Plugs
Well, they
in
have
your-
I think they have a vibrator app for iPhone.
Really?
Mhm.
Do they really?
Wow.
Yeah, but I've heard bad reviews.
Now, if the Hangina.
Because of the drop calls, is that what it is?
I don't know if it's like the accidentally calling your mom thing.
Oh, the
or-
butt dialing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or otherwise.
That's the worst thing.
Here's the problem with most of these contraptions. I don't know how to turn any of them off.
I know.
I know.
But
I feel like I gotta go through every
We're
setting in
not
order to
going
turn
for
it
a
off.
turn off.
That's right. We're going for a turn on.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what about if the Hangina and the foot penis are introduced at the same time? Has that ever happened?
Not in my bed.
No, that's what you're aware of? The foot penis?
No.
It'd be very tricky.
So as far as, because we talked to you last time, as far as the letters that you get, sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you don't get a lot, sometimes people just aren't comfortable for whatever reason writing to someone they don't know
Yeah.
about solving some of their sex issues. So your column is based on any number of things. And I'm sure some of the questions are just standard questions like penis size. There's one about swallowing certain bodily fluids, which,
Sweat?
Yeah. Boogers.
Oh, that's not really a
sex-
fluid. That's
sex
more of a
act is,
solid.
sneezing into somebody's mouth. What the hell's that?
It's pretty popular.
There's people who ask about that? What do they ask?
I mean,
Should I do this? Or
they're just like, what's the deal?
the women are asking that?
Well, a lot of people ask me questions. They're like, do guys like this or do girls like this? And really, it's like so individual. You know what I mean? It's like if I sat here and I was like, oh, guys really like it when you do this.
No, I wouldn't say all guys, but I would say that they're probably, and we're not just talking about any one particular act either, but I think that there is a majority of people who prefer certain things.
I think that's a myth.
Really?
I think like people get a little hung up on that.
Of different things. Again,
Yeah.
we're not just talking about the whole this
Yeah.
swallowing
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
we're talking about different stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you know how many Weight Watcher points that stuff is? Because I'm a
I
lifetime
do.
member. I think I'd like to know.
I think
I
those are
looked
freebies.
it up. It's in one of my columns somewhere. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's really 10 calories or something.
10 calories.
Holy
That's
cow.
all I
And there's
need.
a lot of
That's-
vitamins. There's a lot of vitamins.
Oh, well, it's full of protein.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather stick with my Flintstones.
With the Bam Bam.
Yeah, that's the only kind of bedrock I want in my mouth. So, I was trying to look through some of these before we came in here, and it's not. Oh, there it is. There it is. The spit or swallow debate.
Yeah, what does it say about your calorie?
Is it even a debate? Well, it turns out there are benefits to the latter. Now, again, the latter is the first one or the second one?
Latter is later.
Is the second. So
That's
swallow.
right.
Spit or swallow
Yeah.
debate.
Yeah.
Meaning that there are benefits to the swallowing part.
Yeah.
And as you said, there are vitamins involved.
There are vitamins involved.
Yeah. There's semen science. 65% fructose-rich fluid.
Yeah.
Fructose.
You need some fructose in your life.
25% white prostate gland secretion. 5% actual spermatoza,
Yeah, those
and
are
1%
swimmers.
clear, huh?
Those are the actual swimmers.
Now,
Those
do
are
they
dudes.
stay alive going down?
I think they probably die.
The
Their
drain?
stomach acid.
I would think once they go through the
Yeah.
digestive process, they've pretty much had all the swimming they can
Yeah.
This is actually kind of gross.
What are you talking about? It's not gross. This is science.
Most semen studies. Who's doing semen studies?
I don't know. People I found on Google.
Well, as long as you find them.
You can find a lot of stuff on Google that's not exactly science.
The Googlers?
Yeah, I don't think that's
The
science.
scientific Googlers?
Well, anyway, another time, you know what? You're going to have to come back and we'll go through some of your DVDs.
I know.
Some of these are, oh my goodness.
You know what's really sad, actually?
Mm.
So, in my current house, the only DVD player we have is in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, like, not the place
Oh,
to
not in the
watch
bed?
these.
You don't have a laptop?
My laptop doesn't have a DVD drive.
Ugh,
Oh my God.
boy. My laptop has a VD drive. That's why I'm staying away from the porn.
He actually has to cover it with a condom.
Yeah, that's why I have to be careful of the porn I'm watching.
And
Well-
my living room has, like, windows looking out into my neighborhood. I have roommates. I, like, actually haven't been able to watch any of these new ones.
You're living in the wrong place for what you're doing for a living.
I know.
So what does that mean you have to confine all of this
I don't
activity
really know
to your
what to do.
office?
And, like, my headphones don't reach, or, like, I'm not, like, sit on the floor. It's
This
just,
is
like,
this is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
it's so uncomfortable.
How many roommates?
2.
Male or female?
Male, both.
Males?
Mhm.
Are they in? Do they know what you do?
They do. I actually, yeah.
Do they?
A lot of things happen in our house.
Yeah.
We have, like, impromptu sex toy classes on our kitchen counter.
With your roommates?
Yeah.
Classes.
Classes.
For like college credit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like one of those things where I'm like, ooh, do you want to see my new thing that I got? And I'll, like, run upstairs and get it. And, like, my roommate's new special friend was over the other day. And he was just like...
So you're not their special friend?
My roommate's special
Yeah.
friend? No, you can't be your roommate's special friend.
Yeah,
But you can
Roommates.
sit in
They're
the
my
kitchen and
roommates.
talk with your roommates about dildos and
Yeah.
vibrators and butt plugs and
That's
not...
what I'm there for.
Really?
Yes.
Is it in the lease?
Yeah, we have to sign a special addendum.
Good God.
The dildos and the dog.
I'm pretty sure this is not going to affect your security deposit.
Well, I don't know about
I'm pretty
that.
sure about that. Well, Yana Talon Hicks, we appreciate you
Yeah,
stopping
thank
by
you.
today. Always informative, and of course, you can check her column out of the Valley Advocate.
And send her a question if you have one.
Please.